Why didn't Jesus allow the former demon-possessed man to come with him? This is the question that we seek to answer today as we continue our verse-by-verse study of the book of Luke on Walking Through the Bible. If you have a Bible with you, turn to Luke chapter 8. We're going to be reading from verses 34 to 39. If you don't have a Bible, don't worry. Just follow along with us on the screen. The version that we'll be reading from is the New King James Version. So, Luke chapter 8, beginning at verse 34. When those who fed them saw what had happened, they fled and told it in the city and in the country. Then they went out to see what had happened and came to Jesus and found the man from whom the demons had departed, sitting at the feet of Jesus, clothed and in his right mind. And they were afraid. They also, who had seen it, told them by what means he who had been demon-possessed was healed. Then the whole multitude of the surrounding regions of the Gadarenes asked him to depart from them, for they were seized with great fear. And he got into the boat and returned. Now the man from whom the demons had departed begged him that he might be with him. But Jesus sent him away, saying, "Return to your own house and tell what great things God has done for you." And he went his way and proclaimed throughout the whole city what great things Jesus had done for him. In our last lesson, we had Jesus casting out a large number of demons known as Legion. We've covered this story in both of our studies of Matthew and Mark thus far, and this will be the final time we see this account, for John will omit it. Where the story took place was on the east side of the Sea of Galilee. When Jesus got off his boat, soon after he was met along the way by a man possessed with many demons. This man lived in the mountains among the tombs, which caused him to act like a wild man. When the man approached Jesus, he worshipped Jesus, with the demons identifying Jesus as the Son of God. That the demons knew who Jesus was despite not obeying him should cause us to recognize that Jesus is God instead of denying it, even as some people who claim to be Christians do today. Knowing that Jesus was going to cast them out, these demons, known as Legion, for there were many of them, begged Jesus not to send them out into the abyss. From this phrase, we can deduce that what these demons were asking was that Jesus not send them directly to hell for eternal punishment, which will come after the judgment day, but allow them to remain in the physical realm. Instead, they requested that Jesus allow them to go into the large herd of swine, which Mark told us numbered about 2,000. Jesus allowed this, and so the demons left the man and possessed the swine. However, when the demons entered the swine, the pigs ran violently down the steep incline and drowned into the sea. Now we asked the question in the last lesson about why Jesus allowed the demons to possess the pigs, for in doing so he cost the pig farmer a lot of money. However, from our study of Leviticus, specifically Leviticus 11, 7, and 8, we know the pig was unclean to the Jews to eat. And while the Jews were allowed to use unclean animals as beasts of burden, such as a camel, pigs were not used in this way. They were used for food. So what were these people doing with pigs? In allowing the demons to possess the pigs, Jesus was solving two problems. One, it allowed the demon-possessed man to live a normal life, and two, it got rid of these Jews doing something that they shouldn't have been doing. In this, Jesus did right. Now those who fed the pigs saw what had happened and went and told the city. Curious as to what had happened, they came and saw Jesus sitting alongside the man who had been demon-possessed. What happened to the other demon-possessed man that Matthew mentions, we don't know, but obviously he did not stick around after Jesus cast out the demon from him. Note the demeanor of this man now. Previously, he had been a wild man, one that could not be chained down. Now that he was not demon-possessed, he was fully clothed and in his right mind. Compare that to how people today act when they feel they've been possessed by the Holy Spirit. You see them overcome with emotion, rolling around on the floor, screaming at the top of their lungs, everything that this former demon-possessed man did while possessed. Now, I'm not saying that these people today are possessed by demons, but they are certainly not possessed by the Holy Spirit, for he doesn't cause people to act this way. Seeing this man now fully in his right mind, and seeing what had happened to the pigs, the people were afraid and asked Jesus to depart, something that Jesus did in verse 37. However, before departing, we're told by Luke that this man wanted to come with Jesus, presumably to be a full-time disciple. Jesus, however, wouldn't permit this man to come. Why? Because Jesus needed this man to stay and tell his friends and others what had happened to him. Think about it. Jesus was being asked to leave the region, a region that was in need of the gospel. Since this was the case, who better for Jesus to leave behind than this man to spread the message of what Jesus had done for him? Now, the man could have become upset or disillusioned, but he was not. He did exactly what Jesus told him to do. He not only preached to his close friends and relatives, he preached to the entire city, about what Jesus had done for him. Sometimes we think that we're just one person. What impact could I have? The answer is plenty. Jesus would return to this region during his ministry, and when he did, there would be people waiting for him to be healed and to hear him teach, all because of the work of one formerly demon-possessed man. With that, our time is up for today. The Lord willing, we hope you'll join us for tomorrow's discussion of Luke chapter 8, verses 40 to 56, as we continue our walk through the Bible, one verse at a time. Thank you for watching today's episode. We hope that you found it edifying and ask that you not only subscribe to our channel and podcast, but that you like and share this episode among your friends, so that the saving gospel of Jesus Christ can go out to the whole world.